My name is Helen, and this is my story, a story of love, mistakes, and hope. I grew up in a quiet riverside city referred to as Riverbend. It turned into peaceful, coated with trees, small houses, and simply one school. My residence turned into near the river, in which the entirety felt nevertheless and calm, just like me. As a child, I changed into quiet. I didn't speak much. I didn't chortle much. I didn't play with different children. My dad and mom had been very strict. My father became a school teacher. My mom stayed at home. They didn't like noise. They didn't like games. They constantly said, "You should study. No friends, no play, no fun." I desired to run. I desired to laugh. I desired to be a child. But instead, I became told, "Stay for your room. Read your books." When I subsequently commenced faculty at 6, I changed into terrified. So many kids, so lots noise. I didn't recognize how to speak to anyone. I sat alone, ate lunch alone, watched the others play and needed I should be part of them. One day, a girl named Emma got here over. She smiled and said, "Hi, do you need to play?" I didn't speak. I simply nodded, and from that second on, she have become my first actual friend. I didn't talk too much. However, Emma stayed through my side. She changed into type and funny. At school, I found I cherished drawing, colorings, and shapes made me feel alive. But after I advised my parents, they said drawing is useless. Focus on math and reading. So I began out drawing in secret, small sketches on scraps of paper, has to at night. When I became 16, I observed a bit freedom. I joined an artwork membership after school. I advised my dad and mom I had greater homework. That's in which I met Leo. We talked, we laughed. He made me experience special. He informed me I became smart, that I became beautiful. And soon, we have been continually together. We mentioned dreams. I advised him, I need to visit artwork school. He stated, "You don't want school. We'll be glad together." I become Hendis 17. However, I notion love become everything. He requested me to marry him after excessive school. I stated yes. My dad and mom weren't happy. They said, "You're too young." But I didn't listen. I believed Leo could cope with me, that I'd be safe. We were given married once I became 18 and moved to a small rental in Willow Bay. At first, it became lovely. Leo labored at a garage. I stayed home, cooked, cleaned, and waited for him. At 12 months later, our daughter Ella became born, tiny, with smooth black hair and huge eyes. I cherished her instantly, but after Ella became born, Leo changed. He commenced criticizing me, my clothes, my hair. He said, "Grow your hair, stop dressing like a child." He didn't need me seeing my vintage friends. He'd say, "They don't apprehend you. You have a own circle of relatives now. Stay home." I listened, I stayed, then got here the past 2 nights. The silence, the shouting. One night, at some point of an argument, he driven me, I fell. I wasn't badly hurt. However, I changed into shocked. Later, he apologized and taken flowers. He stated it might by no means take place again. I believed him. I went to my parents, hoping for comfort. I informed my mother Leo hit me. She regarded away. My father said, "You're married. Go returned on your husband." My coronary heart broke, but I went returned. And soon, I discovered out I became pregnant again. I became scared. However, I additionally was hoping the brand new toddler could convey happiness. Months later, our son Luca changed into born. He had my eyes and the sweetest smile. But Leo didn't even come to the hospital. When I got here home, he said, "You're lower back early." Eventually, I determined the truth he had every other woman. He advised me plainly, she knows me better. I wanted to leave, but I had no money, no job, and small children. Leo joined the Navy. He stated, "I'll ship money." Then he left. Inside were handwritten notes from children he had helped. Each message was a light, a thank you, a piece of his own story reflected back. During this time, my father passed away, and my mom moved to stay with my brother. I became alone. Then one day, Leo called. He stated, "I made a mistake. Please take me back." I still loved him. I remembered the best days, so I said yes. He got her back, but he didn't change. Still harsh words, still control, still made me experience small. 8 years surpassed. I became 26, and I regularly regarded with inside the reflect and thought, who am I? I didn't recognize the answer. One day, there has been a knock on my door. It becomes Sarah, my neighbor. She smiled, "Hi, I'm Sarah." I become scared to talk. Scared Leo could get angry, but I become additionally lonely. So I stated, okay, only for a bit while. At her kitchen table, I sat in silence. She poured tea. Then she stated gently, "You appearance tired. Are you okay?" I whispered, "Life is hard." She nodded. "You're now no longer alone. If you ever want help, come to me." Her kindness made me cry. Soon, I began out touring Sarah as soon as a week. We drank tea, talked, shared stories. One day she stated, "You love baking, right? Why now no longer promote desserts from home?" I hesitated. "Do you observe I can?" She smiled. "Yes, begin small. Just try." That night, I baked a chocolate cake. Ella helped stir the batter. "It smells so good, Mama," she stated. We laughed. Sarah published an image online. To my surprise, a person ordered a cake for his or her son's birthday. My palms trembled as I replied, "Yes." I poured love into that cake, and whilst the lady picked it up, she smiled and stated, "It's perfect." For the primary time in years, I felt proud. Orders trickled in, not many, however enough. I stored money, bought higher tools. Sometimes even a toy for Ella or Luca. Then Leo noticed. He raised his voice. "Why are you baking so much? You don't want to work." I stated softly, "I'm doing this for me, for the kids. I won't stop." He went silent. For days, he didn't communicate to me. But I didn't cry, and I didn't stop. That became the start of my strength. I commenced putting rules. No shouting in the front of the kids. If you ever hit me again, I will leave. Leo laughed. "Where will you go? You have nothing." But I replied, "Maybe I don't have much, but I even have braveness now." He became surprised. I reduced my hair short, wore a purple blouse I loved. Leo stated, "You appearance strange," but Ella checked out me and stated, "Mama, you appearance happy." I smiled. Her phrases gave me power. I met Sarah's friends. They have been kind. One of them stated, "You are strong, Anna." And for the primary time, I believed it. I saved baking. I saved healing. One day, I determined my antique sketchbook. My youth drawings, birds, trees, faces, goals. I smiled. I picked up a pencil and started out to attract again. Leo became nonetheless with inside the house, nonetheless distant. But I had changed. I became not afraid. I had determined myself. One day, I made a list. First, open my very own cake store. Second, save for Ella and Luca's faculty. And thirdly, go to Artwork Magnificence again and experience Be Glad and Loose. Weeks passed. Leo stayed quiet, sometimes helpful, from time to time not, but he didn't shout anymore. I joined Loose Enterprise training on the library. I created a call for my Cake Santa's sweet table, pink and blue boxes, every order filled with pride. One night, sitting at the balcony, Ella asked, "Mama, do goals come true?" I checked out her and said, "Yes, but from time to time we must combat for them. And from time to time, they arrive in an exclusive manner than we imagined." That night, I wrote a letter to myself. Dear Anna, you had been scared, you had been tired, but you didn't provide up. You are learning. You are healing. Keep going. One day, you may be loose. If you're being attentive to my tale proper now, I need you to don't forget this. You are strong. Even with inside the darkest times, you may locate light. Don't surrender on yourself. You aren't alone. And if this tale touched your heart, please like, comment, and share. More memories of recovery and desire are coming soon.